to be recording now. Hopefully. Just do it all this way. There's a lot of people that folks look down on that have helped me out. I'm talking about folks with brown skin, folks who are broke, folks who are homeless. Hell, even the drug addicts in this goddamn town have helped me out more than the cops ever have. See, here's the difference between boots on the ground and the idiot who comes on scene afterwards. That guy who comes on scene afterwards, badge, he shows up with his bias. He shows up with the upbringing that his parents, family, or even the system might have fed him. The whole you live what you learn situation. So one of my stalkers that's been blocked from my channel multiple times got a hold of me this morning pretending to be my uncle. And so I made sure I took screenshots. He wanted to get a hold of me on my emails, and I do come to expect that. People are going to do that. But I give it out in the hopes that there's a good person who actually gives a shit. And there really isn't. There really isn't anybody who does anything more than get some sort of sick pleasure out of watching this. When it comes to turning in abuse, anybody can turn in abuse. It's actually against the law for the police to prevent you from making a witness statement. But how many homeless people are aware of that? And how many people actually fucking care? I mean, it's not like we got a friend or family member out here who's got the fortitude to actually stand up to them. We also get to hear that a lot of these drug addicts that are out here, that they do admit they're drug addicts. They do admit, many of them, to their faults. Not every one of them. But you can't expect every single person to be the same. You can't expect every black person to be a rapper. You can't expect, well, actually you can. Isn't that the shitty thing about the English language? If you don't say it right, it doesn't mean the right thing. You can expect whatever the hell you want. Just doesn't mean you're gonna get it. There's lots of people I know with expectations of wives and husbands. But when it comes down to it, those are other human beings and they get worn down too, same as you. I'm sorry my voice is a little louder than it usually is when I'm in my tent, but I'm out in public. Now there's a few homeless folks that were unhappy with me after I told them over and over again, don't tell me anything you wouldn't tell the police. And I record live. If I'm not recording live, I usually apologize. Well, actually, I usually apologize if I'm not recording. I know that a lot of people have come up to me and actually asked me for some of my video evidence after the fact because they needed it recorded. Yeah, that's real. So this person calling themselves Monkey2 type, hello Sean, how are you doing today? Personally, I do care, Sean. I just don't live in the USA, unfortunately. You don't have to live in the United States, actually. You don't have to live in the United States to share the actual evidence. On my Facebook and on my YouTube, I have been posting actual evidence for years. Very specifically, the evidence that shows how many people have lied to me and lied to others and gaslighted. We got a lot of homeless people here that you can hear them trying to help. You can hear these drug addicts trying to help, but then there's that point where you get to hear in almost every conversation for every recording with the ones who were drug addicts where they stopped whatever it is they were going to do, because they stopped being able to listen and stopped being able to concentrate because they're jonesing again. The problem we've got out here is we've got disabled people who are dependent on people that may have the right intentions. They may have the best of intentions, but the moment that those, addictions come into play, it's a different story. It's not that they hate you. It's not that they're trying to destroy your life. It's that they want to get their fix. Or as they say out here, they want to get well. Or they need to get well. Some people, yeah. If somebody's an alcoholic, that's completely different. You know, if it's heroin or stuff like that, yeah, going without your heroin is not going to kill you. You may wish that you were dead, but it's not going to kill you. A really bad alcoholic, yeah, it will kill them. So, really bad alcoholics, you got to deal with things a little bit differently. There's a lot of homeless folks here. Well, for the size of the place, there's a lot of homeless people here. There's about 5,000 people here roundabouts. There's at least 50 to 60 homeless people. So that's far larger than the 0.18% of the population that is claimed for the United States. But this isn't the United States. This, just like any other town in America or city in America, is going to have its quirks. It's going to have people of different mind and probably different vocabulary. For somebody like me who's lived in a lot of different places, I can pick up on some of those vocabulary differences, but I also tend to carry a lot of them along with me wherever I go. I tend to use terminology that, although the terminology is appropriate, it's the modern rendition or the regional variant of the word that can often create issues in communication because you're not used to it. I don't date, so there's words that I use, like when you're growing up in the system. When somebody leads you on, that's not a sexual thing in the system, especially the juvenile system. Leading you on is when somebody says they're going to do something and then they don't. But you can't say that somebody was leading you on, especially if they're of the opposite gender, because how is it written in Hollywood and how is it used in common vernacular? I'm sure you see what I'm saying there. It doesn't matter what you meant. It matters how somebody else who is, if not schizophrenic, has at least been taught to try to mimic somebody who's schizophrenic and be irrational as all hell. That's just stupid. People are afraid of consequences. Well, we got another person on here with a fake Sean Schwartz account pretending to be me. How many are there? A lot. A whole lot. Now I noticed that the Sean David fan thing that's on here, typed some stuff and retracted it. I doubt any of y'all took a screenshot, and I was busy talking. However, if you did take a screenshot, that would be useful and helpful. Now, there's a lot of people that want to be angry that their names are posted, or even in some occasions they're facing. Well, there's a reason for that. It's not out of hatred, it's not out of retaliation, it's out of necessity. See, I wanted to underestimate the situation and blow it off and pretend it's no big deal. 10 years of people pretending it's no big deal has resulted in 10 years of physical assaults. 10 years of being forced into social isolation. 10 years of being forced to move again and again and again. 10 years of the very people that I am supposed to depend on and trust taking advantage of me and showing that they are entirely undependable. No matter what, there's some excuse. There is no excuse whatsoever for pretending to be somebody's friend. That's not excusable. That's disgusting. There is no excuse for telling somebody that you're going to help them to stop the abuse, and then you waste their time. Like Shannon Alvarado, sure, I'd like to believe that she's sober, and although I've never actually seen her do drugs, I've definitely heard her when she's drunk, more than once. She also never provides any proof. She never provides any evidence. The closest that she has ever done to showing me evidence of any of the crimes that she's committed is to tell me about the situations, which is good enough for me to try to help you turn it in. But what did she do? Same thing everybody else does. Go out of your way to try to make it impossible. Go out of your way to waste time and then make excuse after excuse, and that's not okay. We get to hear these homeless people out here complaining about the same shit over and over again, complaining about the other homeless people out here, wanting to give me the inside scoop on the other homeless people out here. Hell, I had a couple of homeless folks that told me they've been sober for a while. I saw them fucking lighting up their shit last night in their vehicle. It's hard to believe them. And when those people don't want that up on the internet, they don't want it on YouTube, they don't want it wherever they don't want it. And they want to be angry because there's one video of them doing something stupid. And they want to pretend that I'm some horrible person. And in reality, they're not stopping for one moment to think about what I have to go through. They're busy being selfish. Always selfish. I don't expect any of y'all to keep your word. I don't think that any of y'all are actually going to try to help out in the least bit. Lots of people type that they can't help because they're in a foreign country. Well, there's lots of people in foreign countries that did plenty to hurt the situation. See, right at the very beginning, I showed the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and I showed it in order. The problem is that Facebook decided, oh, well, we'll make it so that it just randomizes your goddamn pictures. Well, that's not fucking helpful. And although I made sure that every single one of those screenshots with Natalie had an overlap, so that you can overlap them and you can read it from start to finish, not one fucking person tried to do that. Not one. And I tried to send it to the people who said that they were going to help me. People like Shannon Alvarado and Dan Faber, Layla Johnson, Cara Johnson-Miles, and Cara Rogers, a.k.a. Cara Mia. And all these people that I spent all that time sending this stuff to, every single one of them showed that they're just a selfish piece of shit that doesn't care about anybody but themselves. They never had any intention of helping me to turn it in because not one of these fucking people is so goddamn stupid that they don't know how to turn in a goddamn crime with a victim. Not one of you is that fucking stupid. Not one. So when these homeless people come up to me and they tell me about all these things that Andrew Wolnez is doing, over and over and over again, coming up to me and telling me what Andrew Wolnez is doing and who he's threatening and who he's harassing. And folks want to go, oh, Sean, I can't believe you posted me up on the internet. Look, I fucking did. Yes, I admit it. There's a reason, too. You come forward with me when this stuff happens and help to turn it in right away. But the thing is, we can't expect that anymore because the first 100 times that one has violated this protection order, including probably at least 30 third-party violations or more. None of these people actually helped to turn it in a useful way. Now you can see that Ernie Chacon did write down a statement, and so did Caitlin Thompson, and so did Mona Napier, and so did quite a few others. The problem is that none of these people tried to go in with me, and none of these people tried to turn it in with me. You also get to see why. I mean, I got recording after recording of police officers doing everything that they can not to listen, to interrupt everything, to talk over everything, to be rude and inconsiderate. And of course, that's retaliation. Anyway, I'm going inside here for a second. I'll be right out. Ah, shit. Well, on the bright side, you guys just missed a bunch. Ah, Jesus. Ah. Y'all ever had a nerve fucking kick you? Holy shit. Oh my God. That is definitely the wrong place for a bag to pop. Ah. Anyway, when it comes to turning in police who decided that they didn't have to do their jobs for a homeless person, that it was okay to threaten, harass, intimidate, and coerce their victims, to retaliate repeatedly for their victims coming forward and get away with it. How? By calling their victim mentally ill. This is why people who are disabled have to have a friend or family member who gives a shit. If you have to explain to somebody literally 100 goddamn times something that is common fucking sense, here's what the truth of the matter is with that person. They're not that stupid. Nobody is that stupid. Nobody. That person straight up don't give a shit. They're keeping you on the handle because you might be useful later. Now, y'all want to focus on just the sex part. The relationships where you have sex where people are like that. Like, holy shit. It don't have anything to do with sex. Just people are like that. People will lie to you until they get what they want, and then they're fucking gone. They're more likely to do this to vulnerable people who are in desperate situations. Meanwhile, these vulnerable people would not be in these desperate situations if the people who are supposed to do their job actually fucking did their job. And it takes a friend or family member who actually gives a shit right away to fucking understand that. Now, when it comes to a situation where you want to ask me 10,000 times who we need to turn it into, motherfucker, I got a goddamn list. I have a list of who to turn it into, including who it needs to be turned into first. That's not what I fucking need you for. I don't need you to spend fucking 6 goddamn weeks figuring out who to fucking turn it into. I'm not fucking retarded. What I need you to do is when I send you a goddamn video of somebody physically assaulting me. Sorry. There was a vehicle going by that was rather loud. I need you to verify that that is in fact and indeed me in the video being assaulted. I need you to verify that what I am saying is not a goddamn delusion. But what do I get to deal with instead? I get to deal with you fucking dumb cunts. Oh, I don't live in America. Yeah, you fucking dumb cunts had no problems fucking spreading slander and misinformation. Y'all had no problems fucking getting a hold of me and threatening me from countries all over the world in languages I don't even fucking know. Looking up something on Google Translate because I don't know what the fuck these people just said. And I look it up and I'm like, well, at least it's nicer than what the fucking last guy had to type. But meanwhile, I'm having to turn in police officers, literally to the police officers who committed the goddamn crimes. I'm having to turn them into their buddies, their coworkers, their pals. And they all cover for each other, and you want to pretend that they wouldn't. You want to pretend that the police are these good fucking people. No. I trust a motherfucker who's fucking shooting up more than I trust a goddamn cop. Do you know why? Because I'm not fucking retarded. At least with a goddamn drug addict, I know where I stand. At least with a goddamn drug addict, I know that my tax dollars aren't being given to the guy to fucking take advantage of me. Whereas that's specifically why you pay police officers. You pay police officers to victimize the most victimized people in the country. And those of us having to endure this every day get to hear about how black people have it worse than everybody, and that's bullshit. And women have it worse than everybody, and that's bullshit. One thing you guys might have noticed, I talk shit on every group. Every one of them. I give it back. You think it's okay to treat me like this just because of the color of my skin? Just because of my gender? That shows your bias. And then there's these supposedly good people who, oh, I can't do it right now, maybe this weekend. Well, I'm sorry, I completely forgot this weekend and was a no-call, no-show, but maybe next weekend. And meanwhile, I get assaulted fucking 6 more times or have 30 more fucking fake goddamn accounts get a hold of me to fucking harass me. Nobody gives a fuck what this is like for me! Get the fuck off my channel, you dumb cunts. Not a fucking one of you is a good fucking person.